Meteorologist Mark Molnar as your host for the weather show, Weather Northeastern. Here is a quick public service announcement from the AWN Weather Network here. If you would like to advertise, AWN Network is looking for people who would like to advertise on their network channel. Here at austinlandweather.com/the AWN link, and inquiries for this advertisement service can be sent to info@austinlandweather.com. This is a partnership, of course, through the MeteoMark Weather Network. It's one of our partnerships, so take a look at it, and if you would like to advertise whatever it may be, such as your product or your business or your network as well, you can advertise on the AWN Weather Network. So let's take a look at viewer sent in photos and videos. A very stormy night across Johnson City, New York with Joe Drehos here back on the April 20th. Take a look at this from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thunderstorms with a frontal system pushed through, and Joe Drehos was actually able to capture some very nice vivid lightning photos here. And of course we had wind gusts as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour on the hilltops. Some small pea-sized hail reported across the Broome County area in certain locations. So very nice captures here. Joe Drehos, one of the first thunderstorms, major thunderstorms of the season here. Not severe, but enough to be a moderate system with plenty of cloud-to-cloud lightning and even some cloud-to-ground lightning. So thank you, Joe, for sending those vivid lightning springtime photos in. Lucas D. from Linden, Texas, has a nice time-lapse here of some beautiful sunshine and clouds. Looks to be later in the day when the sun is kind of dipping down along the horizon here, and as you can see, some nice oranges and some reddish tints here. And we scroll to his next photo here. Spring is out and about in abundance with this bird. You can hear chirping in the background. And his last video showing the essence of what looks like spring and early summer. Look at this nice towering cumulonimbus cloud here in the Linden, Texas area. You can actually see the inflow. This system, this little mesoscale cumulonimbus cloud bubbling up, and then you can see the cloud structure venting quite nicely here in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So very nice capture of a nice cumulonimbus cloud off in the distance here of Linden. Let's take a look at those springtime rainfall. Of course, the title of the video, very unspring-like here across the Northeast, and I'll have details on that. You can see some precipitation up there, especially in Maine and New Hampshire, upwards of 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rain with that stalled out low pressure system. Out west here we get some rain showers as well. Not enough to really put a dent in the drought, unfortunately, although we could get some mountain snow here in the Sierras and the highest peaks. And here back along the Gulf Coast, we continue with a very wet pattern, to say the least. Speaking of the pattern here, across the west, come next week, we'll start to see some digging trough here towards the weekend into next week. So we'll start to get some rainy periods developing. As I said, though, not enough to put a dent in the drought. A ridge develops here in the Intermountain West and Western Plains. That pushes a trough here into the east, and this trough could be pronounced enough, along with a negative NAO index next week, to cause some of these systems to really stall along the coast, making it very unspring-like and very wet and rainy. Even some higher elevation snow quite possible. Let's get right into those surface maps, starting with the midpoint of your week. Halfway there to the weekend here Wednesday. Look at this. Rain showers likely across most locations. Temperatures dipping down to low 50s in most locations across the Susquehanna River Valley, lower Great Lakes, even some upper 40s here in the Adirondacks, northern Hudson Valley over towards the White Mountains and into Canada as well. And those rain showers extend northeastward here. Coastal Plains, the only area somewhat warm in the 60s heading on into Thursday. That system, the trough, really starts to stall here across the lower Great Lakes, St. Lawrence River Valley. Rain showers continuing, even some mixed snow in some of the higher elevations, especially in the evening and overnight hours. Temperatures dropping to the upper 40s in upstate New York, northeast Pennsylvania, portions of northern Ohio, southern Ontario, and stretching into central and northern portions of New England here. into southern Quebec into Friday. The system tries to start to pull towards the northeast here, still dealing with showers here, very showery, scattered showers, especially in the afternoon when you get that daytime heating, maybe even some rumble of thunder. But we also get some of that mixed snow in some of the higher elevations of the White Mountains into the Adirondacks here. But as you can see, we start to see some clearing back towards the Ohio Valley. Saturday, that system moves to the northeast, and we still got some showers in northern New England. But here across the lower Susquehanna River Valley into northeast Pennsylvania, southern tier of New York, we start to clear things out. We could get to the lower 50s again by this point, and over towards Pittsburgh, Akron, Ohio, we could get to the 60-degree mark as well. So a little bit warmer times are ahead. As I said, though, that trough will be kicking in towards the early part of next week with another shot of some cooler air. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern. I'm going to have a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from the upstate Susquehanna region of northeast Pennsylvania into upstate New York, Binghamton, Scranton, Elmira. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com, Twitter at WX Northeastern, Google Plus at MeteoMark. Here's that 5-day, stretching from the midpoint of your week. Take a look at that. Temperatures really on the decline here towards the upper 40s, near 50. Rain showers likely, and not looking much better for Thursday. Even some wet snowflakes mixing in, especially up at the Binghamton Airport, portions of the upper Poconos and Catskills above that 1,500 feet layer there. Look at that, not making it much up to 45 heading on into Friday. Look at this, TGIF, we start to clear out. Some afternoon sun possible here, a chance of a shower, but it's Saturday. We start to get into the lower to mid 50s with the sunshine breaking out, and even a little bit warmer for your Sunday up into the mid to upper 50s. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.